Hi everyone, Rebecca here from the CodeWords team, and today I'm going to run you through a quick demo of how to get started with CodeWords and how you can build your first automation. So when you sign up, you'll land on our homepage. For this demo, we're going to try building from scratch. So you can either write a prompt in this box here, or we can go straight to the new chat section at the side, and you can type in your idea here instead. It's also worth mentioning that if you're not sure what you want to automate just yet, you can ideate with Cody. So you can type in, for example, I'm not sure what marketing automations I want to create, but I know I want to do something with content. Can you come up with some ideas and help me iterate? That way, Cody will be able to help you come up with some automation ideas, even if you're not quite sure what you'd like to do yet. So for this example, I want to do something really simple, and I want to scrape engineering blogs from companies like Notion and Anthropic and get some weekly content ideas based on AI sent straight into my content marketing Slack channel. I'll be able to use these for social posts each week. For example, if you're in marketing, there might be other blogs and websites that you regularly check manually. So instead, with this workflow, you'll get weekly ideas sent straight to you, so you don't have to manually scrape all of these websites. So I've literally dumped everything I've just said into the chat box with Cody, and then I just click enter. So Cody is processing my request, and I'll probably be asked some questions so that we can clarify exactly what I want to build. So I've been asked a question here. What blog URLs would you like me to scrape? Please provide the URLs separated by commas. So I actually have some in mind. So I want to do Notions. I also want to do Anthropics. I'm also interested in Figmas and OpenAIs. And then there's another question, what's the exact name of my Slack channel? It's actually content marketing, so it knows it already. How many social media content ideas would I like per blog post? Let's go for 3. And what social media platforms am I creating content for? Predominantly Twitter and LinkedIn in this case. So now that I've provided these answers, Cody will update what needs to be done. And it's also going to create me the workflow, but also a to-do list. So there we go. It's already built me the workflow without me having to drag and drop any of these nodes in place. And I've also been sent a bit of a plan and summary of what I've just asked for. So before Cody gets on with building it, I can just check that I'm happy with this. In this case, I'd actually like this to be a weekly schedule. So I want it to run every week on a Monday morning so that I start the week with some new info. So I've just asked Cody to change the manual trigger to a schedule so that it runs automatically every Monday morning at 10 a.m. And then as you can see, Cody's just updated this for me, changing it to a weekly schedule as opposed to a manual trigger. And then I'm now being sent a revised plan. And I've been asked, should I proceed with building the scheduled workflow? Yes, this is exactly what I'm after. So the idea here is that every week on a Monday morning, Cody will scrape the blogs with the URLs that I've sent, extract some AI-related posts, generate some social media ideas from all of this content, and send these ideas straight into my content marketing Slack channel. And Cody's put together a to-do list for me, which allows me to see which step of this build is either done, currently in progress, or next in progress. The reason we've done this is so that if a step needs debugging or isn't working properly, you'll be able to see how far Cody's got in the building process, and it will allow both you and Cody to see which bit needs doing next. And the good thing about this is the tests and debugging are all done for you. You don't need to manually configure anything. You don't need to manually debug anything or try and figure out what's gone wrong. Cody will test it for you. So currently an error has just been fixed, and that's part of this debugging process that's automatic. So as you can see in the to-do list, Cody is currently building and deploying the workflow service for me. And as you can see, Cody is now writing some code. So we're still in the build and deploy section of the workflow. And if I head up to the top, I can click on the code tab. And this allows me to have a proper overview about what's being built, what's being done. In my case, because I'm less technical, I can have a look, but I might not be able to do anything. So I can go back to the graph, which has already been done. And as you can see, Cody has just deployed the workflow. So I've had some lovely CodeWords confetti come through. And normally, if I was building this, I would actually carry on doing some work in other tabs. So that's why we've added a sound notification so that you can come back to this tab when it's ready. So Cody's asking me if it can run a test. So yes, I'd love it to run a test. So what happens when Cody is running the workflow is you'll be able to see which step is currently being done and which is being completed. So currently AI posts are being extracted from the URLs that I inputted. So you can see that some ideas are now being generated. So as you can see, it's generated some ideas and sent this information into Slack. So let's just have a look at my Slack channel. So I've clicked on my content marketing channel and I can see that it's got a load of ideas here for me for LinkedIn and Twitter. And it's come up with quite a few. So for example, it's got some ideas from one of Notion's blog posts, which is on how European businesses are turning company knowledge into competitive advantage. And it's got a Twitter hook for me, some of the stats from the blog post, and it's gone down a thought leadership route for me for LinkedIn. And obviously I don't have to use this copy as it is. I can also update it and edit it to suit our brand style, but I can also stick our brand guidelines into Cody and Cody can then adapt the copy to suit them right away. And for example, it's got another piece that's quite interesting from Anthropic, which is on effective content engineering for AI agents. I actually read this the other day, so it's quite cool to see some ideas off the back of it. And all of this just helps us stay at the cusp of what's new in the tech world. So I've come back to CodeWords and it's asked me to check the Slack channel, which I have. And yeah, I'm happy with that. So this looks great. And it's now going to update the to-do list and set the schedule for Monday at 10 a.m. And it's just going to test that the schedule is also working. So it's going to run the workflow again for me. And it's just told me that it's created the schedule successfully. So now that my workflow has been deployed successfully, I can also access the link to the run page. So CodeWords automatically produces this run page for me, which allows anyone to use it if I share it with them. So for example, if I want to share this with someone else who works in marketing, they'll be able to connect their own Slack channel to this workflow. It also means that I can run this workflow whenever I want, in case I want something a bit more ad hoc that's more recent, rather than waiting for the weekly schedule. In which case I can just fill out the inputs, click run again, and I'll get a renewed output straight into my Slack channel. If I wanted to make changes to this workflow, I can easily do that by just clicking remix, and I'll be sent straight back into the chat with Cody where I can make any edits and adjustments. I can also make edits by going straight back into the chat through the chat bar at the side, where I can access my whole chat history with Cody for this workflow build. My schedule also will live in the scheduled runs tab, so I can easily access this automation. I can either stop it from scheduling, I can update the schedule, or I can also pause the schedule if I want. And that's how easy it is to get started with CodeWords. If you need any help from the team, you can email us at support@codewords.ai, or you can click the little chat bar in the bottom right-hand corner, or you can also check out our documentation for more details.